Australia Post says online shopping has grown 24% faster than last year. The shopper spent $27.5 billion. Online now represents 10% of all Australian retail sales. Australia Post credits buy now, pay later providers for much of the growth.
So fashion is about 1 in 3 items. So we love buying clothes online, but the millennials really love buying clothes online using Afterpay and Zip Money, which is an opportunity to get the goods now and pay in 4 equal instalments moving forward. So it's been a big driver of growth. 62% of fashion items are now being used through Afterpay.
For more on this, we're joined now by Dr Torgeir Aletti, a lecturer in marketing at RMIT in Melbourne. Dr Aletti, online shopping is growing faster than expected. Why is this?
Well, I'm actually surprised it's not growing even faster. Online shopping gives us, as consumers, complete transparency. We can compare prices. Also online you have a greater variety. So I think there's two sort of main drivers for consumers of why we want to do more shopping online. Australians we love a good bargain, so we go online, and there's a perception that things will be cheaper online. And also online we get a much greater variety than what you can get in your regular retail store. In the retail store there's always a competition to what items can be on the shelf, while online that doesn't happen in the same extent, as warehouses outside of urban areas can store almost unlimited amounts of products.
Yeah, well, and it can be, obviously very convenient for shoppers too. So, I mean, what do you think would be the factors that are holding it back from growing as fast as what you think it should be?
Well, I think what I mentioned is sort of that's one reason, and as you also said, it's the convenience. And I think what the lion's share of the growth comes from is from these large online retailers such as Catch and Amazon. And they are now, we are increasingly seeing that online retailers have their own sort of yearly events like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And that's when we tend to go nuts, and that's where the most of that growth is coming from. So we are, I think, sort of catching up to this to a large extent. And what we also see is a shift in devices, so where we are or what devices we are using to make our purchases online, and the growth is coming from mobile, which means that it's a convenience thing. We're doing it on the go, on the run, wherever we are.
And there's the buy now, pay later services. That's having an impact too?
That is certainly also having an impact, but I think it's sort of beyond that as well, because our mobile phones are very personal devices. We all logged into the phone, and so we have set up our accounts, and the good retail sites they tap into that. So you got to sign up with your Google account, for example, so that you can check out and pay with just a couple of clicks, and that pay option comes there straight away. So a good retail site will typically have fewer steps to the final purchase, and make that final purchase so that you can pay directly, either pay now or buy now, pay later, or via PayPal or your credit card that's already logged in with your phone, so you don't have to type anything into that tiny pesky little mobile phone screen. It's all pre-done.
And so Australia Post and couriers must be benefiting from this.
Yes, they certainly will be, and I think that's why we see Australia Post having now produced that very extensive research report and put all that data together, which is obviously something that they do because they feel that these retailers are going to use them to ship their products. And
that it comes at a cost, obviously. That's where they're benefiting from it. So as to the shipping costs, be it being shipped to the customer or from, if they make a return, to what extent is this eating into the retailer's bottom line?
Well, I suppose it will be. I think the large retailers will have a strategy where they are both online and have traditional stores, and also have online features in their stores. So if there's something that they don't actually have in stock, then you can get a coupon or whatever, an online coupon in the store, and then go straight online and buy it. Of course, the advantage of being online is that you can get away with fewer staff members, and that's why you can afford to then perhaps ship the product for free. So So for those that have only traditional retail stores, it's of course it's a threat to their very existence, and we see this as well. The retail landscape has been changing for many years. So the old-fashioned city shopping street is more and more disappearing. We have large shopping centres centred on the outskirts of the city, and then there's pubs and cafes and craft breweries in the inner suburbs.
There were a lot of dire predictions ahead of Amazon Australia. What has actually transpired since its introduction?
I think it's more sort of a continuing trend. I'm not sure if the arrival of Amazon has led to any dramatic uprooting changes in and of itself. And there's plenty of opportunities for Australian retailers to compete with Amazon still.
And there were also forecasts from a decade ago saying that retail would disappear. Now, that hasn't transpired, has it?
No, it hasn't, and you know we're talking about, and the way that we talk quite often is it makes it sound like, oh my God, we are now all doing every shopping online, but you know it's still just 10% of the total retail landscape. So 90% of the shopping that we do, and that's not cafes and restaurants included, is still done through traditional retailing stores.
Dr. Tor Gerolletti, lecturer in marketing at RMIT in Melbourne, thanks for joining us.